Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Zishambi bin Jaya Surya. My matrix number is 2024251456. Today I'll be discussing about learning from failure, how organizations can adapt and evolve. In a world shaped by rapid technological change, economic uncertainty, and unrealistic competition, failure is no longer something unusual. It's something inevitable. But the real difference between successful and struggling organizations lies in how they learn from their failures. So let's dive in why failure matters in a modern organization. Many companies still treat failure as something to avoid or something to hide, but modern, high-performing organizations recognize that failure is actually a driver of innovations because you can't really experiment without any risk. Second is to reveal blind spots because failure shows what we don't really know. Third is a key to building resilience. According to a 2024 McKinsey report, organizations with fast learning cycles perform 3 times better than their competitors. So companies that bounce back quickly learn faster. So there are a few real-world examples. So the first example is Microsoft AI governance. Microsoft faced global criticism in 2023 until 2024 over AI risk, safety issues, and over-reliance on AI-generated tools. Instead of ignoring these problems, the company invested heavily in responsible AI, governance systems, and staff training. By 2025, Microsoft became known for leading the development of safer AI frameworks. So the lesson that we could learn here is transparency plus real corrective actions equals trust in the people or the users. The second example that we could actually see is Netflix and their failed shows. As we all know, Netflix releases hundreds of shows every year, but many fail. However, Netflix studies these failures using detailed analytics, viewer behavior, drop-off points, completion rates. As a result, Netflix shifted its strategy towards localized content such as Korean, Spanish, and Indian productions, which are known to dominate global charts. So the lesson that we could learn from Netflix is they use failure as a data to make better decisions. The final example that I could actually tell you is in Malaysia, a strong example of learning from failure is actually Air Asia's digital transformation journey. Between 2020 and 2023, Air Asia expanded rapidly into digital services, the super app, ride-hailing, food delivery, and e-commerce. However, the transition faced several critical failures. The first, however, it will be the app had frequent technical bugs and slow performance. The refund delays caused frustration among passengers, customer complaints increased rapidly, some digital services had low adoption and had to be discontinued. The company faced heavy social media backlash on Twitter and also on Threads. And instead of denying the issues, Air Asia actually used this as catalyst for improvement. First, they revamped their super apps infrastructure. They introduced AI-powered customer service tools, including ChatGPT technology. They merged services into unified, easier-to-navigate platforms. They also automated refund process to reduce waiting times. And lastly, they shifted strategy, focusing more on travel and logistics rather than trying to compete in every digital segment. So by 2024 and 2025, Air Asia has regained customer trust and improved overall service quality. So the lesson that we could learn from Air Asia is actually failure is valuable when organizations listen, adapt, and pivot. Next, we're going to learn why organizations fail to learn. Despite knowing failure helps, many companies repeat the same mistakes. The common barriers were they blame culture so that employees will hide their problems, silos so that lessons don't spread across the teams. Third is actually leadership denial. So leaders fear admitting their mistakes when causing problems. Fourth and last is there was no reflection time. They rushed to the next task in hand. So a Harvard Business Review survey found that only 20% of companies conduct proper post-failure reviews. So let's learn how organizations can learn from failure. There are 5 evidence-based strategies. First is to create psychological safety. High-performing teams let employees speak openly without fear of punishment. Second is to use after-action reviews. These structured decisions ask what was supposed to happen, what actually happened, why was there a gap, and how do we improve next time. Third is to build a failure knowledge database. Organizations like Toyota and NASA record even small mistakes so others can learn from them. Fourth is to celebrate intelligence failure. These are failures that are based on a hypothesis, ethical, low cost, and fast to reverse. So some companies even give intelligent failure awards to encourage innovations. Lastly is to use rapid learning loops, short cycles of testing, failing, learning, and improving. This makes organizations more adaptable in fast-changing environments. So what we can learn here is actually the first is to accept it, and then we need to analyze what happened. After that, we need to focus on specific decisions and lesson learned, then take responsibility without self-blame. Adopt a growth mindset to see failure as a feedback and adjust your approach based on new insights. Finally, we use these lessons to try again, celebrate progress, and don't be afraid to experiment. So to conclude this presentation, we learn that failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. Organizations that thrive today are not the ones that avoid mistakes, but the ones that learn from them quickly and systematically. Learning from failure is powerful for long-term growth, innovation, and resilience. Thank you.